What's up, gang? So, video here for Monday's workout that we're doing inside the gym. This is a take on one of the workouts from the CrossFit Open quarterfinals. It's like the next level of the qualifying process to get to the CrossFit Games. It's like the top 10% of the people who did the online Worldwide Open are now competing through these 5 workouts. So this one involves some rowing and some wall balls, and 2 moves that a lot of times people kind of like avoid or don't necessarily like. And I think the way we've formatted this workout gives you a chance to tackle it like in a more objective way and maybe find ways to like or maybe just better tolerate some of these movements. So I want to talk about 3 different ways you can approach the wall balls as a way to get a lot out of it without getting crushed by it. I think the biggest challenge on wall balls is that when we go, a lot of people will lose proper posture, they don't breathe well, and they probably end up with either heavier weights or larger sets in the very beginning than they should. So we're going to try and alleviate all of those. You know, there's maybe the common idea that if you're tall, these are easier, and if you're short, they are harder. And maybe to a certain extent, you know, this could be true. But I think if you're just honest with where you are with the movement, both in relation to how tall you are and what you're comfortable doing here, you can take a lot away from this movement. So first and foremost, wall balls are a stamina and endurance challenge. They're never going to be heavy enough for it to really become a strength exercise. So that being said, reps and consistency are way, way, way more important than any weight on the ball or even weight in general. We want to develop the ability to keep this squatting and like kind of upright posture ability going for like the duration of whatever we're going for today. So in the structure of the workout today, I'm calling it sets of 7 unbroken on the wall ball. So I want you to repeat sets of 7 without breaking. And in between those sets, you rest as long as you need to in order to make that happen. Ideally, the rests are brief, so you have a variation in weight that allows you to kind of keep going on a pretty quick turnover, but I want you to rest in between each set, and I want you to get these unbroken. So 3 ways to approach it. Like I said, breathing and posture are extremely important. So the first variation doesn't even use any weight or an object. All I want you to do is find a wall. A lot of us have done this before. And we're going to do some wall-facing squats where your hands are up overhead and you're close enough to the wall where you have to work to keep your chest upright so as not to touch the wall with your hands. And as you do this, we're just going to squat down and up. And the entire time, while you're working on maintaining that good posture, I want you to breathe. So there's like a certain dynamic. You want to be tense enough through your core and your up and down your trunk to keep the posture, but not so tense that you have to hold your breath. It's like a fine line to walk. Just like, if you were boxing or something, you can't be so loose in the middle to make it easy to breathe that if you get just demolished if you take like a body shot. Same idea. Find like the right amount of tension to keep posture, but also to allow you to breathe. So just sets of 7 here. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And the idea is you're still up overhead, so very similar to a wall ball. You're still working the posture, you're working the breathing. And even though there is no weight to take a break from, you can step away from the wall and shake out your arms after your sets of 7. So that's option number 1. Option number 2, you're going to get a ball. Again, make sure the weight is appropriate. We're not going to toss the medicine ball on this one, but I still want you to face a wall for the posture challenge. And what's going to happen is you're going to support the ball on, let's say, the southern hemisphere of the ball, right underneath your chin. And I want you to work on keeping very good, like upright posture. So similar to where you would be if you're doing the overhead wall squats, but we're doing it with a weight now, so we're adding some intensity to the movement, but we're not allowing ourselves to kind of crunch over. So the idea is the same. We're facing the wall, we have good posture, and we're breathing with the tension here. So I have a 12-pound medicine ball, close enough where I don't want to lean forward, or I'm going to try not to lean forward and touch the wall, and we're squatting but breathing the whole time. So I have enough tension here and through my trunk to keep the good posture, but not so much that it impedes my ability to breathe as I'm going through these sets. Again, you're finding the rhythm and the pace to get sets of 7, drop it, shake things out, and jump back on when you're ready to do 7 in a row. Third and final variation is the full wall ball, but just a couple of details. So you notice in variation 1 and 2, these are kind of like, fundamental moves building towards this wall ball. They emphasize the breathing, the tension, the posture. Same goes for the wall ball. Ideally, we're able to hit the same target, but whatever target you choose, make sure it's appropriate so that when you receive the ball, you're able to stay nice and upright. We're not catching it in like a basket grip. We're not letting it pull us forward. We're able to get 7 reps in a row, consistent on the placement of your hit on the wall, and keeping the good posture and breathing. So again, I've got my 12-pound ball. I'm gonna aim for 10 feet, but still, I'm gonna breathe. Every time I leave my arms extended so that when the ball comes back down, I use it to receive, bring it underneath the chin. I'm keeping good posture, good breathing, good mechanics. So hopefully these ideas, these tools allow you to approach the move a little bit more objectively, take more away from it, and then maybe sometime down the road when we repeat these in either higher volume or higher reps, you're able to go into it with a few more tools, take a little bit more away from it. Enjoy.